Yo guys, back with another video for y'all, and this is just going to be a quick explanation of how we trade breaker structures within the market. So let's go over it. Clear up our thing. Alright, so first, the market likes to move in higher highs and higher lows, where this is called a bullish uptrend. And when we have this bullish uptrend, we want to look for some sort of mitigation move. So something where we could have a nice change in the state or a breaker structure, right? Literally that simple. It's when we're ranging in higher highs and higher lows, and one higher low gets swept, and then we start ranging from lower highs to lower lows, right? So that's a clear breaker structure. Let's identify some in the market. So literally right here, we have this high, we have this low. What is special about this high? It's lower than this high, right? But then all of a sudden, we get a breaker structure. We have this lower high or a higher high, a lower high, sorry, and then we have this lower low. But all of a sudden, we have this higher high than the previous high, as you guys can see, right? So this high was here, but now we have this high, and this high is obviously higher than this high. So that's we're in a bullish uptrend. But we get a lower high here, lower low, lower high, lower low. So we want to look for some sort of change in the state or a breaker structure. Then what we want to see is a mitigation move. So some sort of confirmation confluence where you can see. So right here, a breaker structure is when we're coming down and making lower lows, lower highs, and then the previous lower high, we want to break past it. We want to break past it. A candle closure, not a wick, a candle closure. A full candle body stick must come below this low for it to be a breaker structure. So like I said, that previous lower low where we're high, we're moving in these highs, we come break that structure and we push lower. This is a simple trade where you could took this inverse for value gap inversion, retracement back, waited for that breaker structure, entered on the short, right? Right as we this candle ends, so right here. You could enter there, that's fine. But potentially you want to enter here. You could even enter here on this retracement right here. Stops at these highs and take profit targeting these lows, these lows, these lows. They all get smacked, right? So that's how we use breaker structures to our advantage. Let's find some more examples to the upside. Okay, right here we're ranging, we're making lower highs, higher highs. Then we get make a lower low, lower high, and then we finally see some sort of mitigation where we see a nice closure. You could just take a trade from this since it's such a large bounty candlestick that price is already moving in that direction with this large of a candlestick. Let's check how many points this candlestick is. This is almost two bar. Sorry, this is 18 points of a candlestick. This is enough confluence just to enter on longs and take your low hanging fruit and calling it for the day. Once we get that breaker structure, you obviously want to look for some more confluences, but that is obviously your move that you want to look out for, right? Let's try to find a trade with the breaker structure. So we have our accumulation right here, where we're accumulating in the market. We accumulate for a good 4 hours. We manipulate these highs, right? We accumulate, we manipulate to these highs, we take all that sell side liquidity, we inverse this gap, we retrace back into this gap, even though we're still respecting that gap. You can even take a trade off of this gap where we inverse. You can take a trade, stops at those lows, take profits at these lows. You would have probably not hit take profits, but that's, I don't know why I didn't hit take profits, but honestly, you could have gotten some nice mitigation move if you had your limit orders. That's literally it for a big structure. It's so simple, seriously so simple. I hope you guys understood it. I'm gonna go over it one more time so you guys can get it. We're manipulating in higher highs and lower highs. We're manipulating, and boom, all of a sudden we take out that lower high and we push lower. Let's look on the lower time bearish move. We're lowering, we're going to make lower lows, lower highs, then boom, we push past and we break a structure. That's literally in the name, break of structure.